Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and it's been a while since I've sat down and filmed a video for you, but I am super excited for today's video. It is a collab with Avery from Ava's Romance Books. I will link her channel and her video in the description. I absolutely love Avery. She's one of my best friends that I've made on BookTube. I adore her with my whole heart, and you should absolutely watch her video and subscribe to her channel if you're not already, because she makes absolutely amazing content. And so I'm super excited to be doing this collab video with her. I've actually never done this video before. When we were deciding what video to film together, she sent me a couple of ideas that she was thinking about, and I was like, immediately, this is the one that I wanted to do, because I had never done it before and I loved the idea. I thought it was so fun. And so today, for today's video, I'm going to be recommending some books that include characters who love books. I think it's so cute. I think it's such a fun idea, and there are so many. I didn't even realize until I actually sat down to like write my notes for this video how many books include book-loving characters in them, and I'm just super excited to share some book recommendations with you. So we're gonna get right into it. I have quite a few because, like I said, I was shocked by how many there are out there. So I did have to narrow it down, but I do have quite a few. And so the first one that I have is actually the book that I happened to be reading when we decided to do this collab, and that is Scoring Chance by Tegan Hunter. This is a hockey romance with a virgin hero, and he goes to this donut truck a lot, and his romance is with the donut truck owner. And the donut truck owner, the heroine, whose name I obviously can't remember because I'm me, he had been going to see her donut truck for ages, and then like an idiot, he makes this ridiculous, stupid, idiotic move, and when they happen to be at a party together, he introduces himself because he doesn't recognize her, and she gets super angry because he's been coming to her donut truck and talking to her for ages, and she had a crush on him. And so she's like, wow, he's this asshole hockey player who just doesn't even have any brain in his head. And so he like really hurts her feelings, and he has to like kind of grovel and get back in her good graces, and they become friends and they have a romance. But the heroine, on top of being a donut truck owner, she also wants to be a writer, and she loves books and reading and writing. It was something that she really bonded with her father over. I think it was her father. And then her father happened to pass away, and so she kind of lost that love of books because it was something that connected them so much, and so it hurt her so much to be around that kind of thing, to start writing again when her father passed away. But with her new like joie de vivre with being with the hero, she ends up getting much more excited for getting out of bed in the morning and just living her life. She has things that she loves again in her life. She doesn't just feel like she's going through the motions, and she ends up rediscovering her love of reading and of writing, and ends up deciding to finish the book that she started ages ago. And I really liked this romance. I had a great time with it. I gave it 4 stars, and I just love a heroine who has that connection to books like everyone who watches my videos does, like I do, and that's why we're here, and I just think it's so sweet. The second one that we have is one of my favorite books of the year, and that is Under the Stars by Laura Pavlov. I've talked about this book in so many videos since I read it. I'm literally obsessed with it. It started my obsession with Laura Pavlov. She's one of my favorite authors now. And this one, the hero and the heroine actually both love books, and they actually work at a publishing house. So the hero owns this publishing house, and the heroine gets a job there as his assistant. It is a grumpy sunshine workplace romance, and they have the cutest nicknames for each other. He calls her Tink because she's just like, is small but mighty, and she's very sassy, very puts him in his place, and I love it. It's just so cute. But they do both work at a publishing house, and they obviously love books because that's what their job is. That's literally what they do for a living. But the heroine specifically loves romances and also historical romances. And in this, she gets to meet one of her favorite authors, and it was just the cutest moment. And as somebody who's gotten very lucky and gotten to meet quite a few of my favorite authors at this point, going to conventions and things, I totally like understood that moment of feeling so excited for a person who created these characters that you feel so personally attached to. Reading is such a personal feeling. You get so invested and involved with the characters. That's why people get so upset when others don't like their favorite books. It feels like a personal attack because you are so into, you put your heart and your soul into a book that you're reading. And I can't even imagine doing it as a writer and like putting everything you have into your book. And so I loved seeing the heroine be so obsessed with her, meeting her favorite author and getting to live out her like dream of working with authors and with books in general. And I just loved it. I loved this romance. It was so, so good. Gave it 5 stars. I'm obsessed with this series. If you haven't read it, go read it. The third one that I have is Chloe Lease. So specifically the one that I wrote down is If Only You by Chloe Lease, because in this one, the heroine loves books and they even have like a really, really cute bookstore date, which is just like the cutest thing ever. But Chloe Lease has a lot of book-loving characters in her books. So he actually hasn't gotten a book yet, but Vigo, who is one of the brothers, he's the last brother to get a book. He hasn't gotten his yet. He reads historical romances and he loves them. And so when his brothers and sisters get into like romance problems, he's always there like, this is what they do in romance novels and you should read this historical romance because it'll give you the key. And they even start like a little book club and everything, and it's so cute. I love Vigo. I cannot wait for his book. So I wanted to like throw him in there as a book loving character. Ren Bergman, also from Chloe Lease's Always Only You. He loves Shakespeare, so he is a classics lover, but he does also start reading historical romances when Vigo introduces him to them. So he's another one. But the one specifically that I wanted to go into in this video is If Only You by Chloe Lease, which is her most recent release in the Bergman series. This is Ziggy and Sebastian's romance, and Ziggy is the youngest Bergman sibling, and she has a very much good girl reputation, and she wants to muddy that reputation up a little bit because she wants to be treated more like an adult. She can't stand the idea that people keep treating her like a little kid. She wants to show that she's an adult and she's not just like a goody two-shoes gonna follow the rules on everything, and so she does want to sort of tarnish her reputation a little bit, and she ends up starting a fake friendship with Sebastian, who is her brother Ren's best friend and teammate, and he's a hockey player and he has a bad boy reputation and he needs somebody to kind of make his reputation a little bit better, and so they start a fake friendship in order to hang out with each other so that his reputation will go up and hers will go down. And they end up developing a real friendship and later a romance, and I absolutely loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. Ziggy is a huge fantasy romance lover specifically. That's her genre of choice. And there's a scene in this book where, like, I know I mentioned the bookstore date, which is so freaking cute, like absolutely amazing. I want a boyfriend to take me on a bookstore date. That's just so cute. But there's another scene in this where it's Halloween and Seb dresses up like the hero from one of her favorite romance, fantasy romance series, which is just everything to me. It was such a cute moment. I was obsessed with it, and it just, we love a good book boyfriend, and to have your guy you're interested in dress up like your favorite book boyfriend is just a moment for the ages. I love that so much, and Chloe Lease really knows how to write them. The next one that I have is another Laura Pavlov book. Actually, it is Make You Mine. This is a nanny age gap romance with a single father. The single father is a firefighter and he needs a nanny for his 2 daughters because he works 48 hours on, 48 hours off like firefighters do. And so he needs somebody to stay with his girls while he's on call and also while he's at work. And so he has this family friend, the heroine, who is about 10 years younger than him, I believe, maybe like 12 years. And she has just gotten out of college and she needs a job and a place to live, and so she becomes the nanny and gets to live in his like guest house while she's not working. And she does this because she wants to try being a romance author. So while she has this job as the nanny, when she has time off, she is writing a firefighter romance, and she is a writer and a lover of books, and she ends up becoming a romance author, and I just love it. Like I said, you put your heart and soul into your writing, and she's starting to fall in love with her firefighter boss and family friend, and writing a firefighter romance at the same time, and I just love that. I think it's so, so cute and sweet, and I really, really enjoyed this romance. I gave it 4.5 stars. The next one that I have is one that I had to include. I had to put this in here when I was thinking about this recommendations, and that is Blindside by Candy Steiner. So Candy Steiner, this romance, this is a virgin heroine fake dating college football romance, and the heroine in this one's name is Gianna, and she has a crush on this guy on campus, and she is the PR assistant for the football team on campus, and she ends up starting to fake date Clay Johnson. Clay is the big man on campus. He is on the football team. He's very, very popular on the football team, and he recently was broken up with by his girlfriend, and he wants to make his ex-girlfriend jealous. And so when he realizes that Gianna has a crush on this guy, he forms this plan and is basically like, if we fake date, it'll make both of the people that we want to make jealous, and they will be more interested in us. And so they start fake dating, but then Clay finds out that Gianna is a virgin and has absolutely no experience with men, and so he's like, let me teach you, which is one of my favorite tropes ever, gotta love a sex lessons trope. So he's like, can I teach you the art of seduction, basically, of sex, and in order to make her more comfortable, he reads her favorite spicy romance books and marks the scenes that are her favorites and recreates her favorite spicy scenes from romance books in order to help her out in the bedroom. And I adore that. I love that. Candy Steiner, just like, that was the best moment. I freaked out when I read that part in the book, and I'm just obsessed with that. Clay Johnson is a hell of a hero, and I adore this book. And Gianna reads like the romance that like we read. Like, she loves a good mafia romance, and I'm just obsessed with her as a character. I love her so freaking much, and I related to her so much, and we're all just out there looking for our Clay Johnson. She found a real life book boyfriend, and I adore that for her. Then the last one I have for this video, I don't want to overwhelm y'all with recommendations, but the last one that I have for this video is Hating the Player by Rebecca Genchak. So this one is another college sports romance. Can't remember what the sport is. I think it might be hockey. But this one, the heroine is a classics lover. So I wanted to add another one who reads different kinds of books, because all types of books are valid. And so this one, the heroine loves Jane Austen specifically. And I mean, like, seriously loves Jane Austen. And I adored her for this. I thought that that was so, so sweet. And sometimes when people only read the classics, or their favorites are classics, they can be judged as being a little bit nerdy, and especially when going along with being in college, it can be a little rough for you as a person when your favorite thing to do is sit home and read classic books and not to go out and party. And so I really related to her in that sense. I just would much rather stay home and read than go out to like a loud college party. And so, especially, I mean, when I was in college, I mean, especially now, but when I was in college, and I just really liked her. I loved the hero, and this one was a little bit of a enemies to lovers situation. They don't get off on the right foot, and they have a history, and they're also neighbors, and I just really liked this. I thought it was cute. I gave it 4 stars, and I would recommend it. that is the last one that I'm going to recommend for this video. I have plenty more, but if you need more right now, you can go and make sure you watch Avery's video. Like I said, it'll be linked down in the description box along with her channel, so don't forget to subscribe while you're over there. But that's gonna be it for this video, so I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments if you have any recommendations for me of book-loving characters, or if you have any other types of videos like this that you would like to see from me. But that's gonna be it for this one. So like it if you liked it, subscribe, stick around, and I hope that you have the absolute best day.